welcome back to another video. Today we're just going to be looking into well, it looks like a huge bounce back from the Steam update dip and after a 7-day ban on the 30th of October. Um, yeah, just by looking at this graph, you can see a huge bounce back, already back up like 50% from its low. It's recovering crazy. I'd still be skeptical. Um, Looks like potentially there's like a large volume of items. So a new introduction of new knives, highly valuable. Covert's going up significantly. Yeah, just insane. I didn't actually check before this, and now I see it's at nearly 5 billion again. Interesting crash, but systematic, I would say. Imposed by the new update, trading 5 pivots up. But yeah, no, let's get into it. Let's see what's happening. For me personally, I wouldn't believe that knives would go back up to the original price. I think there's going to be a larger supply of them. It might be more competitive. I think there'll be more rare knives, so they will still have their niche. But like play skin knives are definitely gonna have a variation. We can just look at the butterfly right now. Um, these are obtainable by trade up now, so you can see there's quite a few sale orders. It did decrease by 50% still. Um, so it has regained quite a lot from its dip. I've heard about a lot of the trade reverse people. They're saying like they sold it for 1K and now they're reversing it back. God damn these guys. Um, but yeah, it's back at 3K. Interesting. You can see the RSI went down to the oversold part, oversold point, which is around like the bottom 20 calculated. So it's now averaging back to its neutral point. Good. See some momentum just going back up to around 3.5K, just considering the amount of pivots there are on the market. Like you can quite literally upgrade from the Asimov and Battle Scarred to get the butterfly or a chance at the butterfly. I'll just go through them in a second, but yeah, you can see there's 316,000. I'm expecting the Asimov the covert prices still go up. Maybe not. I think it will level out in relation to knives. Um, uh, for me personally, I can imagine there being an equilibrium point where they meet. And this person Philistines. So like this on the market right now. Look at the market right now for coverts. Everyone's fiending. Oh, it's actually quite volatile at a point. Very low sales. I think people are holding or trade ban. So you can imagine some more activity on like the 5th, 4th of November, just to reflect these guys who purchased around here, or maybe a bit late. Yeah, yeah, going for £100. So if I put five of these, you've got a chance of 2.67%. And this is just using one Asimov. I guess people won't really use it for this one. They're generally going for the butterfly knife. But if I and also like the probability of actually losing money on the trade up is not that bad. Like you still have like a 40% chance to make quite a bit. So seven, that's at 8, 16, 24, 32, 40 if we're being generous, but like 40% to make up to 800. Yeah, no, not really a bad reasoning, but if you combine this with other skins, you can use this as a filler. So usually people, I think generally now, the skins that go with trade ups are definitely going to increase in value. I'm no trade up expert, so I would definitely take out like a more prominent figure like Flurry, but yeah, you can see 2.67%. That's including four rebel Wasteland Rebels, my bad. If I go to the Wasteland Rebels, and what are these in? So we in a battle scarred. You have a chance at a minimal wear. You can upgrade this. Let's see what it takes to get a. Oh, I didn't have it. Yeah, my DPS too high. To get a factory new, it's still only $960. So I would say potentially the battle scarred's probably better. It's probably why they're kind of similar in price. Um, but yeah, like I would rather go for this probability because if you look at it, there's actually one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, seven, nine times the probability of 3%, 21. 21% chance that you will actually lose. But 79% chance that you can win up to 1.3k. I'm not encouraging this, but there is, I understand why people are purchasing these. So I think we carry on the supply. If we're using, let's say, if we're using five in a trader, um, divide this by five, 60,000. Like with the probability of 7, 8%. So 10% would be around six. So let's say like 5.2 or 5.5-ish. And that's using five Asimovs. So using one, there's still a 1.5. So people who actually get really, really lucky can also bag one of these. So yeah, they're definitely worthwhile checking into. Also, the Dreams and Nightmares, coverts, they're definitely a wise investment potentially. Unless we see a huge decline in the or stagnation in the knife prices. I've, there's too much arbitrage for them to be like, yeah, we're not gonna do this because it's profitable. From Koenig CS, who actually generously, well, has shown this, shows the actual total supply of knives being printed in, um, are crafted, and you can see there's been 14,000 new knives, ranging from gamma phase ones to black pearls, all knife types. It shows the quantity as well, so I would take it with a pinch of salt because it doesn't show the percentage increase, but definitely a good guidance on how many more knives being printed into, well, brought into CS. That would just add competition to the market. I think though there will be niche patterns, niche floats, and those will definitely be like overpay items. So if people are lucky enough to get, it doesn't actually show the wear as well. So if there was like five new factory new butterflies, they may all have their own kind of finish, which will make them a bit niche in comparison. So people may prefer a different kind of more pattern types, I guess, or patterns. But yeah, if I'm for me personally, coverts are definitely. If it's not coverts, I'm definitely looking into classifieds. Classifieds are definitely another alternative to buy into coverts. You can definitely get them at cheaper rates, so those trade ups. It is 1 to 10, but in the grand scheme of things, yeah, might get lucky. And even Battle Scarred. If you can purchase some of the classifieds that trade up to the Battle Scarred, Asimov or something like that, you're onto a winner, mate. But yeah, that's everything. So for me personally, as I'm definitely a volume kind of trade, I'm a hoarder, you could say. I like buying cases, so I'm definitely looking at the graph for the month. You can see the Revolution case and the Dreams and Nightmares case. I Two of my favorite cases, and the Dreams and Nightmares case is going crazy right now. Actively dropping still, though maybe potentially accelerated. We'll see about that. It is currently 320 or nearly 500% open in the past 4 weeks, past month, and it has seen a massive recovery since the update. The Dreams and Nightmares case actually overtook its original like point. Um, Let me find this. volume trading's been good, £1.70 at the moment. So 29th, initial drop, bam, dipped again, and now it's actually surpassed its previous October 12th. This update actually has been good, surprisingly for cases. So I always advise indexes, they work well. I think cases values will go up, just because I think the ROI in some cases will increase because the potential of getting coverts is more likely than getting um a nav. So you can actually get like two or three of these before you get one of these. So you can actually, if you're lucky, you can get 300, 400 before you get one of these. But these are expensive cases, so I wouldn't advise to get them. But like the Dreams and Nightmares case, definitely a case worthwhile looking into. 12% of them being opened every month. And contains a Night Wish and Starlight Protector, which leads into the Butterfly Knives, in which you can trade up to. Apart from the Asimov collection, which the cases are already pretty, really expensive. Yeah. But it does have a large pool, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Like, you can get a probability of getting any of these now, so it's like, okay, buddy. Um, that actually leads me on to my other case. My other case is the Revolution case, which is really cheap at the moment. The rare items that it contains definitely worthwhile. It's actually second highest opened right now in comparison to the Fever. 500% increase. Really cheap entry point. Really good start. 12% being opened every month. Headshot, Temuku, you know, not bad like play skins and also coverts. But people, there's always like free markets essentially. Like people want to play for the skins, people want to trade up, or people will like also want to invest. Probably more, but like floats and stuff like that, collectors. Um, but yeah, you can get sports bronze morph omegas, vice gloves, so there's a large chance to get some decent gloves. And if you manage to get some of the coverts, they'll be worthwhile keeping. These will definitely appreciate at a point. But yeah, um, that's that's everything I believe. That's me. Where's my revolution piece? So yeah, that actually leads me on to looking at the revolution case price at the moment. So from the recent update, it actually dipped. It's almost like double bottomed, but it did bottom out to like a 0.3, and now it's back up at 0.43. So if you've invested around here or here, if you're lucky enough, or around here, probably made your 15% Steam tax already. So anything above is profit. Definitely a decent case. Also rare cases. Rare cases like the Spectrum is what I'm looking at. Those cases have also good trade up chance to get some decent skins. This has been a very interesting market. Um, and I think to see more knives come into play, increase volume, more trades, price maybe not exactly back at, but around to make up the market cap that was missing, maybe divided by like the increase in supply. Play skins, I generally am gonna buy some factory new ones, hopefully. Maybe invest in some of those and just keep those as my little niches. Enjoy playing the game. But I should be doing another video on CS coming up. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys are staying well and invested wisely. I'll catch you guys on the next one.